Just got to a service call. Just got turned the thermostat on. And it's blowing on the inside. I was here last year and replaced the ECM blower and the circuit board. Her basement flooded last year and shorted out the board and the motor. Uh-oh. That's not good. So compressor is definitely running. There's cold air coming off this. Discharge air is cold. This thing's gonna be low on refrigerant, I already know it. All right, let's get some gauges hooked up to it and go from there. All right, I got my field piece, digital gauges hooked up. Let's check this charge, see what the pressures are looking like. All right, so the system was pretty much flat. Checked the condenser and didn't find anything, so I'm checking the evaporator coil now. Haven't found anything yet. The braze joints look okay. I'm not getting anything on those. These connections look all right. Over here, the sensing bulb's at, didn't find anything. I checked the equalizer for the TXV, nothing there. Yeah, it's not big enough. Connections on the TXV seem to be okay. Yeah, so this one, we're gonna have to do some searching. Okay, so I checked the condenser. We opened it up, checked it with the leak detector. All the braze joints are good. The evaporator coil, I couldn't find anything on the evaporator coil. The only spot my leak detector was going off of was this king valve, the suction line king valve. And I'm just wondering if, the installers of this system, just cooked it and it just leaked a little bit out over time. Also, this cap was just full of oil. So I suspect also there's like a leaky Schrader valve, but you see that O-ring is dry. There's a little bit of oil in there, but this one is really shiny, a bunch of oil in there. And my leak detector did go off on this one. I didn't get it on camera, but it did go off on this one. So we're gonna seal all that up and we're gonna pull our vacuum and, see if we could achieve 500 microns or greater. We're also going to add a leak sealant to the system and, hope this thing holds pressure. All right, so we sealed our caps with Nylog. After we get done with our vacuum, we are going to replace both Schrader valves. We're already at 523 microns and dropping. We're going to let that go as low as possible. Make sure the system is tight. If we have any spike in microns, and we know it's sucking in air, but we're down to 518 now, 517. We're also going to introduce a leak sealant to the system. This is the best, leak sealant on the market by New Calgon, the LS, fastest, strongest sealant on the market, and it has been proven. I've used it on, many systems already, and it works good. I had customers that were topping off refrigerant year after year and added this, and, it's been 2-3 years for some customers, couple years at the most, but this stuff works good. This is what we're going to put in once we add, some 410 to the system. All right. We have dropped down to 321 microns so far, and it's still going down. So I know that these king valves, they probably got cooked during the installation because that was the only spot I was getting leaks on. We're going to put the new Schrader valves on after we put the charge into the system. We got about 6.5 pounds of R410A to put in. but this system's nice and tight. There's no way we would get down that far on our micron gauge if there were still leaks on the system. Got my field piece vacuum here. Let's get it done. All right, we just got done putting the charge in there. We put about 90% in, about 5.5 pounds. We got to put another pound and a half in. But I want to clean this first so we have accurate pressures. We're going to clean on the inside of this. Also put a coil cleaner. You can see how dirty the coil is. You can see that it's all plugged up. So we're going to clean this thing. Just got done cleaning the coil. Came out pretty good. All right, so we're gonna do the leak sealant now. We're gonna hook it up to our low side, suction side. Get that all tightened down right there. We'll get our low side. And yes, it is my yellow hose. I know it should be the blue hose, but I don't have a core depressor inside my blue hose at the minute, so I am using my yellow hose. I need to get some low loss fittings. All right, so we got to start the system now. Oops. All right. Then we need a little bit of pressure. And there it goes. It's all white now. The leak sealer is in the AC. All right, we just got almost done with adding our 6.5 pounds. I've added about 6.4 pounds so far, and just waiting for pressures to equalize. But we're getting there. Definitely cooling. We're gonna let this thing run for about 15 more minutes, possibly add a few more ounces to get that subcooling up, that vapor saturation down, but we're there. All right, so we're gonna get all the refrigerant out of our hoses, open up the one that was connected to our cylinder, get it all out of there, close that down while the suction side is open. Open this up a little bit more. To get it out of the high side hose, we'll shut the high side and then open up the high side, and then that will empty out your high side hose. Close that down, and we're good.